How to Master Your Emotions Like a CEO. Daniel Goleman, The Eye of the Storm. Jordan Reyes stood at the floor-to-ceiling window of Horizon Tech's 38th floor boardroom, staring out at the glittering cityscape. Below, the streets buzzed with life. Inside, his executive team awaited his word. A liquidity crisis loomed, investors were restless, and a bitter rival was circling like a shark. Yet all Jordan felt was turmoil. His mind raced. What if we fail? What if I lose everything I've built? He felt his chest tighten, his breath shallow. He could taste the coming panic, but then he recalled a passage from Daniel Goleman's Emotional Intelligence. In a very real sense, we have two minds, one that thinks and one that feels. Goleman's words echoed, feelings can hijack reasoning, unless you master them. Jordan closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and promised himself, I will lead from calm, not from chaos, and in that charged moment, his transformation began. The cost of unchecked emotion. Less than a year earlier, Jordan had been an idealistic founder, working out of a cramped co-working space. He'd believed raw talent and cutting-edge code would launch Horizon Tech straight to the top. But talent isn't enough. Teams fracture under pressure, deals crumble when tempers flare. And nothing destroys morale faster than a leader who loses. Jordan learned this the hard way. In his first major product launch, a key developer pushed back on a feature deadline. Jordan's frustration boiled into anger. He snapped in a meeting. Voices rose, phones slammed down, and by afternoon, the developer had walked out. That single outburst cost them months of work and a lawsuit over intellectual property. He was devastated. His hard-won funding evaporated. His reputation tarnished. It was in those darkest days that Jordan discovered Daniel Goleman's landmark book, What Really Matters for Success. Character, happiness, and lifelong achievements is a definite set of emotional skills. Goleman wrote, Jordan realized, leadership is emotional, not just intellectual. If he couldn't harness his own inner world, he had no hope of guiding others. Self-awareness, the CEO's North Star, Goleman identifies self-awareness as the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to recognize your moods, emotions, and and understand their impact on others. Jordan began an intensive daily practice, emotional check-ins 3 times a day upon waking. Midday and before sleep, he paused, asked, what am I feeling right now? And journaled honestly. I feel anxious about the investor call. I feel pride in our new hire, and so on. Trigger mapping, he cataloged moments of agitation, missed deadlines, critical emails, last-minute changes, and noted that physical sensations, clenched jaw, racing heart, and mental scripts, we're in trouble. Pattern recognition. After 2 weeks, Jordan saw a clear pattern. Whenever revenue dipped below projections, he spiraled into self-doubt, leading to snap judgments. With these insights, he could interrupt the cycle before it became destructive. On the morning of a critical board presentation, he noticed his chest tighten and rehearsed his script, focusing on facts, not fears. He walked in, composed facts at the ready, and delivered with conviction. That presentation secured a $5 million round, proof that self-awareness isn't touchy-feely fluff, but a CEO's North Star. Self-regulation, steering the ship, but knowing your emotions isn't enough. Goleman's second pillar, self-regulation, is about managing them. It's the CEO's ability to stay flexible and positively channel disruptive impulses. When Horizon Tech servers crashed under unprecedented user load, customer backlash hit social media like a tsunami. Jordan felt the familiar surge of panic, anger, and helplessness. In the past, he'd lashed out at his engineering lead. This time, he paused. He activated a breathing technique. Goleman recommends slow inhales for 4 counts, holds for 2, exhales for 6. He visualized the storm as a wave rising, cresting, and inevitably passing. He reframed the crisis as a learning opportunity, telling himself, our resilience is our competitive edge. Calm restored, he convened the team. No blame, just a focused war room, root cause analysis, clear action items, and daily progress huddles. Within 48 hours, uptime was restored, and a free feature update had placated users. That crisis pivot became a company case study. Mastery under pressure, motivation beyond money. Goleman's third component, motivation, is not about paychecks. It's the inner drive to achieve for its own sake. Jordan remembered why he started Horizon Tech: to democratize AI tools for small businesses. Over the years, spreadsheets and fundraisers had eclipsed that vision, so he reignited it. Vision Retreat. He rented a lakeside cottage with his leadership team for 3 days. They reflected on customer success stories: a family bakery doubling sales, a nonprofit optimizing donations. Tears and laughter reignited passion. Gold standard goals. Instead of quarterly revenue targets, they set impact milestones, serving 1,000 new mom-and-pop shops, reducing client onboarding time by 50%. Recognition rituals. Each Monday huddle began with a customer spotlight, where the team read a real-world testimonial and cheered the engineer responsible. The shift was palpable. Engagement soared. Attrition plummeted. Revenue followed, because people perform best when purpose fuels them. Empathy, the CEO's secret weapon, Goleman writes, empathy is the single most important leadership skill for the 21st century. It's the ability to understand the emotional makeup of others. When Horizon Tech contemplated layoffs during a downturn, Jordan refused to treat it like a spreadsheet exercise. He met one-on-one with every team member, listening to fears, aspirations, and frustrations. Communicated transparently the financial reality, the options explored, and why cuts were necessary. Offered generous outplacement support, personal referrals, and extended health benefits. Some layoffs were unavoidable, but reports flooded in that former employees felt valued and supported. That reputation boosted recruiting. Top talent joined them because they knew they'd be treated with respect. Empathy also transformed client relationships. When a small-town retailer struggled to integrate the platform, Jordan personally led a workshop, even offering a temporary free tier. The gratitude translated into a multi-year enterprise deal. Social skills, cultivating culture, emotional intelligences. Fifth pillar, social skills is the CEO's toolkit for building networks and alliances. Jordan leveraged these skills to forge strategic partnerships. At an industry summit, instead of pitching cold, he genuinely connected, asking questions, listening to pain points, and offering help. By day's end, he had 3 pilot deals with Fortune 500 companies. Conflict resolution. When 2 senior VPs locked horns over product direction, Jordan facilitated a structured dialogue. Each presented their vision. They found common ground around customer value and co-created a hybrid roadmap. Mentorship programs. He launched EI circles, monthly peer groups where employees across levels shared challenges and coached each other, strengthening bonds and cross-functional trust. Under Jordan's stewardship, Horizon Tech morphed from a startup scramble to a vibrant community with low attrition and high morale. Leading through crisis, no CEO's journey is free of seismic events. 6 months later, a cybersecurity breach threatened to expose client data. Outrageous headlines spread across tech blogs. Governments demanded answers. Jordan's emotional intelligence held the company together. Immediate transparency. He issued a public statement admitting the breach, outlining containment steps, and committing to full cooperation with regulators. Calculated calm instead of rallying through platitudes. He held daily all-hands with CTOs, legal and PR, ensuring consistent messaging and real-time updates. Support systems. He recognized employees' anxiety, brought in counselors, and ran stress-buster events to keep morale from collapsing. Within weeks, they had patched vulnerabilities, compensated affected clients, and rolled out security protocols. Surveys showed 90% client retention, a testament to trust built through authentic leadership. Negotiating at the table a few quarters later, Horizon Tech entered talks with a private equity firm for a minority investment. Negotiations turned tense when terms shifted. Jordan felt panic. His lifelong dream of independence seemed at risk. Before storming out, he applied his EI toolkit. Pause and center. He asked for a 10-minute break, went to a quiet corner, and focused on his breathing. Reframed the challenge. Instead of adversaries, he saw investors as future partners. He reminded himself, shared purpose can overcome conflicting agendas. Active listening, back at the table. He listened more than he spoke, clarifying each concern, then collaboratively proposing solutions that balanced both interests. The result? A deal that protected Horizon Tech's culture and mission while securing capital for global expansion. Both sides left feeling they had one-scaling culture. As the company grew from 50 to 500 employees, the risk of culture dilution loomed. Jordan anchored culture in emotional intelligence, EI training. Every new hire underwent a workshop on empathy and communication skills. Leadership roundtables, quarterly, senior leaders shared stories of EI in action successes and failures alike to reinforce learning. Feedback loops, anonymous pulse surveys measured team sentiment, and data drove targeted interventions before small issues ballooned.